everybody, welcome back. I'm Jessica. When I'm not talking about kids' video games on the internet, I actually do have a daytime job in software sales. So I don't do anything that's video game related. I actually work in education software sales for the last decade, but I figured that's related plenty enough to give my opinions on the internet. I listen to a ton of video game content online as I'm working and forming my own sales plan. So I figure let's take all of that internet knowledge with all of the last decade of sales and marketing meetings I've had to sit through, put them in a blender and see what comes out. All right, so Nintendo's already given us quite a bit of information about what to expect in the upcoming year for 2026. I know it's been a super popular video topic right now with other gaming content creators, but I just wanted to give my thoughts based on like the actual data, that what they've done historically, as well as financial reports and other information like that Nintendo's put out. So I know you're on the edge of your seat. It sounds so exciting. Let's get started. Okay, so here is the 2026 lineup for Nintendo that we know so far. So you'll see here, we already have gotten some of these. Animal Crossing, I've been checking that out. I do love a good cozy game. And then I think that most of the Q1, which you see up there in the first dotted box, and Q2 looks pretty set in my opinion. As far as full, the big thing that we're missing out of this lineup that I wish they would have put on there on Reddit or whoever made this is the movie. So we know that the Mario Galaxy movie is coming out in early April. And Nintendo gave us some knowledge in some of their past financial reports to their investors. So if you want to look at this fancy smancy graph right here, and they released a movie about Mario a couple years ago, what they found in post was that all of the Mario titles had a 25% bump in sales that year. Excuse me, editing Jessica, quick correction here. I don't know where I got 25%. Guys, they used to let me teach math class. I don't know what has happened. It was a 1.4% increase in 2D, 3D Mario and a 1.3% increase in games that would just be like the broader character of family. And that would even apply to like something like the Toad maze type games or like Princess Peach titles, things like that. So basically what I think they're going to do is take all of this mathematical information and the opportunity that the casual market will be attending the movies and interacting with their characters much more than an average year, and then they're going to want to then make this the year of releasing as much as possible that would coincide with more sales. So we all know that Nintendo has been very profit focused the last couple years. So it's my strong guess that, especially if this was already in a financial report, that they're going to take that lesson and turn it up a notch this upcoming year. So I think that Mario is going to drive the titles that they have not released. I'm a casual gamer, guys, and I know that online casual gamers don't always get the love or respect from the more serious gamers, but those casual gamer dollars cash just the same as the hardcore gamers. And there's a lot more casual gamers, so they need to capture this market in the upcoming year. I would say a lot of 2025, they did more focus on graphically intense, the more powerful Switch 2, and as a more casual gamer, I didn't feel like hardly anything was really marketed towards me. I think in 2026, they're coming for us casuals and all of our money. So then I think once the movie hype dies down towards the end of the summer, then they'll want to reignite the hype about Mario by then releasing the holiday title, which will be a brand new 3D Mario. And then I think they'll parlay that into more Mario sales. So that's kind of the bedrock of most of my theory there, is they are going to want to amplify all of those dollars on all the sales charts. And also there is like a marketing concept of kind of like a rising tide raises all boats. So you want to capitalize on all of that buzz from the movie and grab dollars in all of these other games and franchises. And I know that Nintendo is also getting into amusement parks and other things as well. And they have a Zelda movie upcoming for next year. I think they're just becoming much more cognizant of keeping the whole cog of characters and intellectual properties as an ecosystem and marketing those. And I don't think they're necessarily thinking of things in the same way that we're used to of like video game generations. Now, I do think that's still important, and I think they have not prioritized that enough, to be honest, as a Switch 2 early adopter. But I think they're kind of shifting to more this media release centered approach. So went on a bit of a side quest there in my mind, but my first big prediction is the holiday title will be a new 3D Mario game. I think it will be space themed loosely to continue to parlay on that interest from the movie, but I don't think it will be a Galaxy 3, because usually the new Mario also kicks off like the new generation of imaging for all those other games, like the fighting games, racing games, Mario Party. All the artwork and stuff is kind of framed around the last 3D Mario. And I don't think they would want, also I just don't think it's a good look for this new impressive Switch 2 to be a part 3 to a Wii generation. So I think it will be space themed, but it won't be Galaxy 3. Maybe you'll just be open world and go to different planets or spheres. Or I've also heard a lot of speculation that makes sense that it will be modeled on that Bowser's Fury and be like ultimate just one open world. I think that also makes a lot of sense for how much they've doubled down in open world in a post Tears of the Kingdom space. So, but they could still combine those ideas. It could be one huge open world and it's in space. So that's what I think there. And then I've heard leaks about a Luigi's Mansion 4, and I definitely want to put that down on my prediction list. Of course, there's lots of other leaks, but I think that one makes sense for my marketing principle, so I'm going to add that to my prediction list. I think we'll see a Luigi's Mansion 4, or whatever they're going to call it. I think it has wide appeal to a lot of age groups and the casual market, and a lot of people just kind of like spooky things as part of their vibe. So I think that also something they're going to want to think of as they're looking at their menu of games coming out for 2026 is that we've kind of hit all different types of personality types and markets. So again, let's pull up the 2026 lineup. You kind of have the golf game, which kind of to me appeals to like the dads, you know, and then you have the Yoshi game that is a bit cozy as well. So that could appeal to the cozy market, some of the girls, some of the kids. It's an easier game. The Mario Wonder expansion, I think that's actually a great game because it, as a casual consumer, because its expansion looks like Mario Party to me for only about $20. And it seems like a more short Mario Party, which I know this will blow some of you more hardcore gamers' minds, but I want to play Mario Party more, but I can't get my 9-year-old to give a crap enough to finish the game board. So it looks like Mario Wonder will actually be like shorter mini game experiences. So I am very excited to see that. But so I could see how that would appeal to like multi-generational family gatherings too, because also like grandma doesn't want to finish the Mario Party board either. So I think us casuals, we need short guys. We have a short attention span. So I think that all of these really make sense for appealing to the movie crowd that is then going to want to go out and buy things. So I do think that they will want to keep some of the Zelda fans happy this year, though. Their big year, in my opinion, is going to be 2027 when that movie comes out, but they're going to want to keep them happy and fed this year. So I think we will see a remake, and I know there's been a lot of buzz online about either Wind Waker or Ocarina of Time. I think one of those, or possibly even a collection, will come out. Probably that's way too expensive. And the Zelda fandom has been asking for that. So I think I don't think they're seeing a new title this year. And then of course we have the leak of the Pokemon Wind and Waves. I don't really know if Pokemon's a Nintendo franchise. I know they own a third of that company, so whatever. I'm just gonna stick that here. I'm not a Pokemon-er myself, so that's all I know. Okay, and then my big other swing, I feel less confident about this, but maybe this is more venturing into what I hope happens. So I did notice discussion. So the two games I'm most excited about for 2026, not necessarily what I think will happen, just what I care about on this list, is actually Tamagotchi Life and Rhythm Heaven. I just have been wanting some shorter casual games that I can get into and get some more personality. Been trying to get into Animal Crossing more, but it's just so filled with like decorating, and I suck as a decorator. So I want to see more charm and personality. Both of those titles have tons of charm and personality. But in Tamagotchi Life, they brought back the Miis. So it makes me wonder if we're going to see Wii Sports and the return of the Miis. So another thing I talked about earlier was like the market segment and how, you want something that appeals to everyone. I think it would make sense to round out this with something that would appeal to mom. And I think that getting the kids up and moving and burning energy, or like even the perceivedness of fitness for Wii Sports, would be a hit. Maybe even just a port of Wii Sports Resort. I know there's been a lot of nostalgia around Wii Sports Resort, because I don't know if they would have the bandwidth to do a third full new Switch 2 title, but it. Hey besties, it's editing me again, here with one quick note. Since I made this prediction, I've also seen some discussion online about a possible ARMS 2 in the works that could be revealed as well. That would go along with what I'm saying here about a fitness game. It wouldn't be the choice I would make, as I just looked it up. ARMS was, I believe, the 50th best-selling title on the Switch platform. And both the ones I mentioned, like even I know that a lot of the gamers did not appreciate the Wii Sports remake with whatever their weird new characters were. But both that and the Ring Fit were in the top 20 selling games for the platform. So, I would have picked that. But if they come out with ARMS, I'm going to give myself partial credit. Okay, back to me wrapping it up. Oh yeah, and hit subscribe. Give me a like. On long enough, but this is my 2026 predictions. I look forward to looking back in a year and seeing if I got any of these right. Thanks, guys. Bye.